By the end of this video, you are going to have Claude Code installed on your computer, ready to build a website, web app, client proposals, calculators, anything you can imagine. Let's get into it. So the first thing is we're going to need to install a couple of tools in order to be able to install Claude Code. The first thing that we're going to install is called Homebrew. So your computer comes ready for normal everyday use, but it doesn't come preloaded with some of these developer tools that we're going to be using. These package managers are basically like an app store inside your terminal. So instead of Googling installers and downloading things from random websites, you just type the name of what you want and it handles downloading and installing those things for you. It's the exact same way that the App Store handles downloading, installing, and updating those apps for you on your computer or on your phone, except it's for developer tools and we're doing it from the command line or the terminal. So on Mac, I'm including the command for you on screen right now and also in the description below. And the good thing about Windows is winget comes pre-installed on Windows 11 and later. In the PowerShell, you can just search PowerShell from your start menu and verify it's ready with winget --version. Go ahead and hit enter and you'll see the version number up here. Best part is you set this up once and from here on out, everything gets installed with one clean command. So think about Homebrew as basically just unlocking an app store that you can download these developer tools from. The next tool we're going to install is called Git, and Git is just a version control software for you to be able to track your changes across time inside your project. Every single project you're going to initialize or start Git, which is going to track all of the files and folders in that project. You're always going to be making changes to the code inside the project. Keep in mind that Claude Code is going to write those changes for you. You're going to be directing Claude Code with natural language, but it's nice to be able to keep track of the changes that we're making, create save points along the way as we go, just in case something gets broken later on. We're able to come back to those save points safely, which gives you lots of benefits like freedom to experiment with different features, among other things. Claude Code is going to constantly use Git in the background, so it's basically a prerequisite for installing Claude Code on your computer. Keep in mind that you're never going to really need to run the commands yourself, although obviously you can if you'd like to and if you have a little bit of Git experience, but you're going to be directing Claude to interact with Git on your behalf, and it's going to run those commands in your terminal for you. The next thing that we're going to install is called Node.js and NPM, and you can think about this like an app store for your code libraries. So remember how Homebrew and winget are like an app store for your terminal? NPM is basically the same idea, but specifically for code. It's like a massive library of pre-written software that developers like to share with each other, and NPM is going to be how we install any of those tools. Node.js is a tool that makes NPM possible. I know that can be kind of confusing, especially if you're not super familiar with these tools. Node.js basically just lets JavaScript run directly on your computer, whereas normally JavaScript is only running in the browser. So we're going to use Homebrew to install Node, which is why we installed Homebrew earlier. We're just going to type in brew install Node, hit enter in our terminal, and then brew is going to install Node for us. And on Windows, you're going to type a different command. I will include that in the description below and also on screen right here. You can verify that Node is installed by typing node -- version, hitting enter in your terminal. You're going to want version 18 or higher, and then you can also check the version of NPM. Go ahead and type npm -- version in your terminal, hit enter, and as long as you see a version number there, we should be good to go. Thing is, you're not really going to need to use npm day to day after this. It's just the app store that we need before we can download Claude Code in the next step. Now onto Claude Code, the main event. Claude Code is Anthropic's AI coding assistant, and it lives inside your terminal. It can read your project files, write and edit code, run commands, manage your Git or your version history for you, all from a conversation without ever having to switch to a browser tab. And once you unlock that, it's going to absolutely change the game for you. The difference between working with Claude in your terminal and working with Claude on the website is that the website gives you answers and you can copy and paste those into your project yourself, but Claude Code actually does the work inside of your project folder, which is massive. It's writing and creating files, editing files and folders inside your computer in your projects, which gives you massive freedom and flexibility to create anything you can conceive. So it's installed the same way on both Mac and Windows. We're going to be using npm to do it. So you can run the command on the screen now, and I'm also including that command in the description below. You're going to need to complete the prior steps in order to install Claude Code correctly. And here's the thing, if you run into any issues along the way, you can copy the message that you're getting from your terminal, paste that into Claude in the browser. You can create a conversation there, and Claude can help you run commands, make sure that your path is set up correctly. Sometimes this process can get a little bit fragile, so it's definitely beneficial for you to create that conversation with Claude in the browser. Say, hey, I'm installing Claude Code on my computer. I have a Windows. I've already installed npm and Homebrew. I'm getting this error. Give it a little context around what you're going for, and 10 times out of 10, it's going to help you navigate whatever situation or errors you're dealing with on your computer to be able to get you successfully installed with Claude Code. The best part about Claude Code is you can just describe your goal in natural language, and Claude is going to figure out the commands necessary in order to bring that to life for you. On Mac, the terminal is already on your computer. You can hit Command and Spacebar on a Mac to search your computer, start typing the word terminal in there and hit enter, and it's going to open up just like any other app on your computer. There's just a couple of commands that are going to cover about 90% of everything you're ever going to be doing inside the terminal. One is pwd, which is print the working directory. That's just going to show you where in your file system you currently are. From there, a common command is ls, which is going to list out the contents of the folder that you're in. And then cd, which is change directory. You do cd space the folder name that you would like to change to, and that's going to navigate you inside that folder that you typed. So those are really the most important commands that we're going to be using in the terminal, and we're getting into some of those things as well into future videos. But for now, I think that's enough to get you started working with the terminal and get Claude Code going on your computer. Okay, great. So once you've gotten all these tools successfully set up on your computer, go ahead and type Claude in your terminal, hit enter, and you should have Claude open and running, ready for you to start creating anything that you can imagine. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.